Hello, my name is Shelby Bennett, and today I will be presenting to you on receiving feedback from students in an online course. With more than 7 million students enrolled in online education courses, it is clear that online education appeals to students. With this phenomenal increase in online student enrollment, several existing and practical frameworks have been used in studies to continually explore best practices for supporting online students and their success within online courses. A key principle found to contribute to student success in online learning is contact with their instructor that helps to motivate and move them forward, especially in challenging coursework situations. Instructors' presence and engagement is essential for developing a positive relationship with students, which contributes to their success in the online course. Instructors need to be approachable, caring, responsive, and willing to take the time to connect with students. But as instructors, how do we know if students are understanding the course materials or if they are getting what they need to be successful in a course? As instructors, how do we know if what we are doing is supporting students and helping them be successful? This is why student feedback is so important. In this presentation, we will be looking at the why student feedback is important and how it factors into instructor strategies to improve student success. We will be looking at ways to receive feedback from students and how we can use that feedback to improve the course. A recent study identified the top 10 instructional strategies to provide a clear lens on what faculty can do from a student's perspective to help with their online learning experience. These top 10 strategies include being available and responsive to students, which can be achieved through using emails, office hours, phone calls, video chats, etc. Engage and interact with students by making your presence consistent within the course. Providing prompt feedback, because feedback has to be given in time for students to receive it and make corrections moving forward. Provide expectations and clear instruction. Foster interaction and communication among student and instructor. Instructors should promote and encourage instructor-to-student interactions and communication that supports the learning community throughout the semester. 6. Provide learning guidance to ensure students are staying on track. Organize course to provide clear paths for students to follow. Provide meaningful coursework. Provide synchronous sessions, and use various instructional methods. As you can see, most of these strategies that students report that helped them learn successfully in their online course relate to some form of interaction with their instructor. So how can student feedback factor into utilizing these instructional strategies to improve student learning? Why is student feedback so important? Feedback is an important part of the assessment process. It has a significant effect on student learning. Students indicate that online instructors should have established student contact times and respond to students' questions within a reasonable time frame. Students need for instructors to engage and interact with them, provide feedback and foster interactions, and students are aware of instructors' efforts, or lack thereof, to interact and provide feedback, and this influences their success in the online course. Students require continual interaction with their instructor in order to succeed in online learning. Therefore, instructors should purposefully structure interactions for students to explore, critique, and reflect on ideas taught throughout the course. Effective feedback can provide information to teachers that can be used to help shape the instructor and the course. While producing relevant and informative feedback and meeting the students' demands, the instructors themselves need to have a fair idea about the students' progress. Instructors will become more involved in reviewing and reflecting on students' performance, which drives them to create a better learning environment. Connecting student feedback to the instructional strategies discussed on the previous slide, we know that student-to-instructor communication is a must. Instructors must be available and responsive to students, encourage and interact with students, provide expectations, foster interactions and communication among students and instructors, and provide learning guidance. All of this can be achieved through facilitating student feedback. When should students give feedback? Instructors should be asking for student feedback at the beginning of the course, during the course, and at the end of the course. Discuss feedback on the first day of class, both in terms of how you want to help them to become better students, and also that you want to continually become a better teacher. Set the climate for a feedback-friendly course. This shows students that you are available and responsive to answer questions and address each student's needs. Include an open door, open ear policy about feedback in your course, letting students know that you want to hear feedback from them during the semester, and for them not to wait until the end of the semester to report their problems. Feedback should be continuous. Tell the students why you are asking for their feedback, including the benefits for them and for you as an instructor. Again, feedback should be received before, during, and at the end of the course. Ways to receive student feedback. How can we receive student feedback in an online course? At the beginning of the course, a good tool is a pre-course survey. Questions to ask could be, what do you hope to get out of this course? What challenges might you encounter in this course? How do you best learn? Why are you taking this course? What are you most concerned about? This will help to know if the expectations going into the course are clear and if students need more understanding of what is expected before diving into course material. During the semester, different things to ask would include one thing that the student learned this week, what was most difficult for them, are there any concepts that they're unsure of, any questions or concerns moving forward, how are things going overall in the course, can the instructor do anything to help, are there concerns you see coming in the future. Be available to talk through office hours, phone calls, emails, web chats. Ask for feedback on specific assignments or projects. Useful, easy, or hard? Do you feel like it increased your learning? Did you see the purpose of the assignment, etc.? Feedback during the course will help increase engagement and interaction between students and professors, foster interaction and communication, and provide learning guidance, which are 3 helpful instructor strategies identified by students to increase their success in online learning. At the end of the course, have students rate the class experience, including what they learned, but also how the instructor did. What did you like or not like about the course? Were the assignments and expectations clear? Did you get out of the course what you expected? Anything you wish would have been covered? Any questions that are left unanswered? Things to remember when receiving student feedback is to always follow up when feedback is provided and offer some kind of response. Students appreciate when their feedback is recognized. If students feel their feedback was ignored, this could have a negative impact. Consider feedback as a whole and do not get too upset by outliers. Even the very best teachers will get critical and sometimes hurtful feedback from few students now and then. Keep in mind that it may take a lot of courage for a student to come to you with feedback. Even if you disagree, thank them for sharing and try to respond with this context in mind. So what does student feedback tell us? At the beginning of the course, the feedback tells us what the students' expectations are, in what ways they learn, why are they taking the course, and what can be done before the course really gets started to ensure student success. During the course, the feedback shows us if students are understanding course material, if they're receiving enough support, if you need to spend more time on a specific topic, and this allows students the opportunity to ask questions. At the end of the course, the feedback tells us how we can improve the course moving forward, but also how we can improve as an instructor moving forward. So what can we do with this student feedback? At the beginning of the course, the feedback we receive, we see that we can find out what student expectations are, what their learning styles are, what issues can arise throughout the course, and how we can better support during that time. Feedback before the course starts sets the students up for success. We can answer questions and better understand who the students are and what their needs are before diving into course material. During course feedback tells us what needs to change. Are we sending out too many emails? Are we not providing enough support? Are the concepts not being understood because of the delivery model? Was a certain activity pointless? Were the concepts not clear? Do we need to cover another topic, or do we need to cover the topic for another week, etc.? Also, we can find through this feedback, is the problem just with one student or the whole class? Can I better support that one student, or do I need to review the course material again with the entire class to ensure competency? Do we need to throw out a grade because the whole class was struggling, or was it just one student? We can break future assignments down more, or we can use different forms of communication. Problems that the entire class is having can be addressed through class announcements or emails, providing more materials on that subject. If a problem is just with one student, you can set up a meeting through a phone call, a web conference, an email to give them the support that they need. You can also give students a chance to redo an assignment or extend the due date. Do not wait until the end of a course to give feedback. You'll miss a huge opportunity to improve the course and deepen relationships with students. So at the end of the course, the feedback we receive can help us know how to improve the course moving forward, which doesn't necessarily help the current students, but it does help future student success. This is why feedback during the course is very important. Also, by the time the course ends, some students will be eager to put behind them and won't complete the evaluation, or they won't remember issues that came up earlier in the course. Again, this is why providing feedback throughout the course is very important. In conclusion, this presentation explained the top instructional strategies for online learners and how student feedback can help facilitate those strategies, when, why, and how to receive student feedback, and finally, what to do with that feedback. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.